On this channel, Million Dollars Made Easy, we love to provide a tool for you to help you with your financial planning. As I say right here, this channel is not financial advice. It simply gives you access to some tools that can aid you in your financial planning. I'm only set up to run numbers for the S&P 500. And if you want me to run numbers for you, I would love to do that. Just give me these three pieces of information: the beginning balance, the monthly amount, and the increase or the COLA that you want, and we'll look at a different time frame for you. Now, why do I choose the S&P 500? Because Kiplinger recently put 11 truths that all investors must accept. And number two was you likely not outperform the S&P 500 over the long term. So Kiplinger's saying it, Warren Buffett says it, just put it in the S&P 500 index fund. And here's the reason why we want to look at using the S&P 500. The S&P 500 has averaged over 11% over the last 100 years for any 35, 40-year period. In fact, right here we see these are the different averages. You can't just look at the returns for 10 years because you could run into a bad decade. But if you get out into 35, 40, and 45 years, you're going to average 11%. I know it looks a little bit less than that, 9.95, but that was 1930, which was a horrible 45-year stretch because you ended up with, let me show you, ended up with all these reds, and then you ended up with down 14 and down 26. So that's why every other scenario, you're well over 11%, 45-year average. You go down through here, there's one a little bit less, and that's 10.35. But every one of them, the median is 12.25. But anyway, that's what the S&P 500 has done over the last 100 years. Why do I mention that? Because this is called an income recovery table. In other words, how would you like to get back every dollar you ever made? What I want to do is this. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. Say you make $60,000 a year. We're not taking out inflation, but over a 42-year period, you'd make $2.52 million. If you saved 14% of that in an 8%, right over here, in an 8% investment vehicle, you have to save 14% to get back at least what you made. But if you can do it for an 11% account, which is what the S&P 500 does, it only takes 6% of your income. Watch this, 6%, and an 11% return, which is what the S&P 500. Here's the numbers over that 42-year period. You got the 2.52 we already saw, but look at this. You only have to save $300 a month at 11% interest to get to that 2.588, more than what you made. Otherwise, $300 or I think it was $700 a month. Oops, sorry about that. 14% column. I guess I have to put the, bear with me here a second. And 8% column. You'd have to save, there it is right there, a month, $700 a month, which is 14% of somebody making $60,000 a year. That's what you'd have to do to have as much as you made in those 42 years. You see the difference between 11% and 8%? And what's paying 8%? Lots of different vehicles probably out there, but what's paying 11%? Well, we know the S&P 500 has been doing it for 100 years over a 35, 40, and 45-year period. That's why I want to get this information out there to as many people as possible to show them what the S&P 500 can do and why we picked the S&P 500. Again, please consider subscribing to this channel. I love to run numbers for people. Again, just give me these three pieces of information. I'll run numbers. Just put them in the comment section. I'll run them for you. And not only can you benefit from it, but other people will see this video and benefit from them too. So please subscribe, please share, please like, and thanks for watching.